Why do you think that every business idea needs to be created right now? Welcome to Tuesday Talks with Darlene. Thank you for watching, listening, liking, sharing, commenting, because what you're doing is you're supporting me as a small business owner, and I really appreciate it. When you're full of ideas, it can feel like everything is important at the same time. Like if you don't start it now, you're going to lose it. Not every idea is meant for right now, though. When you try to build everything at once, you usually end up with half-finished projects, scattered focused, and nothing properly completed or actually making progress. This episode is about slowing that down and choosing what actually gets your attention right now. And yes, I'm going to talk about this. Some people are going to say, I'm ADHD, I'm this, I'm that, and that. Yes, that's fantastic. Yes, you are. I'm still going to say that not every idea is for right now. If you don't finish one project and market it, how are you meant to make money? And yes, I'm getting really firm because quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of people saying, I'm not I'm not taking away what you truly believe. What I know is that if you're trying to do everything at once, nothing is going to happen and you're not going to make money. Finish one thing, start making money so that you can do the next thing. Yes, I did get firm. If you want to berate me for that, go right ahead, because quite frankly, you won't be my people. And I will get firm. I labeled myself. I put label, well, the medical field labeled me. And when I took on those labels, nothing was going right in my business. Things were going really wrong. I took those labels away and I embraced what actually happened. I went into it, I looked at it, and guess what? Things changed. No matter what is happening in your mind, you can do this. You can do one project at a time. Does it mean it might take longer? Yes. And that's okay. I want you to remember that not every idea needs to be acted on straight away. You can have loads of ideas, and that's me. I'm Aries, I'm an ideas person. You still don't need to start all of them immediately. Ideas come and go. And just because something feels exciting doesn't mean it actually needs to be built this week or even this month. Some ideas are just for later, and that's completely fine. Remember, write the ideas down. Write them down. If you try to build everything at once, which I'm talking about, nothing gets the attention it actually needs to come together. You end up jumping between things. You'll lose momentum on all of them. And it will feel like you're always busy, but not really moving forward in anything solid. Now, this might mean that you actually need to hire people to help you. And there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, it may be the best thing for you. Some ideas are for later, not now. And some ideas only make sense once other pieces are already in place. Timing matters more than urgency in the moment. Remember that. I want you to take this on. Some ideas only make sense once other pieces are already in place. You might think you've got to create 20,000 courses. Guess what? You may only need to create one, and then it just all seems to fall into place. It's like a jigsaw. You put that piece in, it might be a corner piece, and then suddenly you can see the whole puzzle and things will fall into place. An idea can be good and still not be the right thing to act on today. Once you stop treating every single idea like it needs attention straight away, You actually start to see that the real challenge is deciding what actually deserves your focus right now. And you might be thinking, but how do I do that? Well, let's talk about choose what fits where you are right now. Let's talk about that. Before you start something new, I want you to pause. I want you to actually pause, like literally stop. Not stop breathing. You can't, it's not possible. And ask if it actually fits with what you're already building. Not just if it's exciting, because quite frankly, all my ideas are exciting, but if it actually fits in your current direction without pulling everything apart. For me, when an idea comes through, I actually stop and I ask my business, will this keep me on my path or will it take me off? If the answer is, will it take me off? I go, is that the right thing? Do I need to make the road a little bit curvy? Because sometimes when we make the road curvy, it can actually be better. It's not pivoting or anything like that. It's just like, okay, I thought I was going to do that course then. No, I'm actually going to do this course first, and then we're going to come back, and both of them will be created or something like that. Whatever it is, just remember, sometimes these ideas will not fit your current direction. That's okay. Not every idea matches your direction, even if it feels good in the moment. And some ideas feel exciting because they're new, not because they're right for what you're building. And that difference matters more than it actually seems. Remember, not every single idea that comes through is actually for you. As I said, write them all down because you do want the universe to go, I love these ideas. I'm great. These ideas are fantastic. I'm writing them all down. You do want that. You don't want to follow every spark of inspiration straight away, though. You can write it down, as I said, write it down, keep it, and come back to it later without losing it or missing out on it. And you might be surprised, you might be talking to a client or on a group call, whatever it is you do, and one person will say something, and you'll go, do you mind if I give you an idea? Always ask permission. And then you'll go, boom, and you'll realize that that idea was for them. This is what helps you stop constantly changing direction every time something new comes in. Have you seen that where you might be following a business and they're doing this, and then suddenly the next day they're doing something else, and then and you're just like, what do they do? What do they actually do? It's confusing. And it actually stops that person from wanting to work with you. When you start slowing down, you begin to notice what actually needs to be steady underneath everything else you're building. And the last thing I want to talk about is keep your foundation strong before adding anything else. Make sure the basics, the foundations are clear before you start adding anything else on top. You want solid foundations. They need to be solid so that when you start building more, you might be creating a product or a course or a membership or something. You want that foundation to be solid. It could be things like how you price your work, how you deliver it, and how your business actually runs day to day. They need to feel solid enough that you're not constantly fixing them. And if any of those things are unclear, then everything else starts to feel harder than it needs to be. Even simple ideas start to feel harder because there's no steady foundation holding them up. Think of a house, it needs a foundation. You don't just pour concrete, you actually make sure it's got a foundation itself. It's got boards around the outside so the concrete knows where to go. And it's also got that metal mesh or whatever it is. It's not mesh, but it's, there's metal in there. There's steel or whatever in there. So it keeps the concrete working properly. That's what you want your business to be. It's so much easier to add new ideas when that foundation underneath isn't shifting all the time. You don't have to rebuild everything every time something new comes in. That strong base makes everything else so much simpler, not more complicated. I'm going to say this again. You don't need to act on every idea you have. Write them down. And the reason that you write them down is that some ideas are worth keeping for later. Some don't need to be built at all, because as I said, some may be for other people. You want to write down every one of them though. Some of those ideas only work once the foundation underneath is strong enough to hold them properly. How can you create a course when you haven't even had a client? You need to understand who you work with before you can really start creating things. When you slow it all down and choose what actually fits right now, then remember, things stop feeling scattered. And your work has a better chance of actually coming together in a way that feels solid and real. And I'm speaking from experience. That's why I'm creating these episodes, because they're all from experience. I'm not just making things up. I needed to talk about foundations. I needed to talk about boundaries. Boundaries is one of the biggest things I talk about. I teach women how to tune into themselves, how to tune into their body so that they can actually hear their intuition. And by doing that, then when they actually work with a coach, they have the confidence to actually go, you know what? I really like this idea. This I don't like though. I don't want to do that. There are some people that don't ever want to be on camera, and that is okay. When you learn to listen to your body and your intuition, you do develop the confidence to stand up and say, you know what? Because like they might be on a call with a potential coach they want to work with, and the coach will go, if you follow my framework exactly, then you'll be successful. And because they're listening to their intuition and the energy of the business, they'll be going, no, that is actually totally incorrect. I'm not going to work with this person. And they will have the confidence to say, no, I don't want to work with you. Because when you're lacking confidence and you're lacking the ability to trust yourself, you do believe other coaches. Now, I'm not saying don't work with coaches. As you can see, I'm a coach. That's part of what I do. What I'm saying though is you want to work with the right coach, the one that is going to support you and not say, you must follow my framework. That's the only way you're going to be successful. There's so much about the coaching industry I really dislike, especially the marketing side of it. There's so much NLP that's used in the wrong way. Like NLP is amazing. It really is. Yet it can be used in the wrong way. Now let's get back to not every idea is for now. Thank you for watching this episode, listening to it wherever you are. I really do appreciate the time that you've taken to listen and watch this episode. And I wish you a beautiful day wherever you are in this world.